Before Mario Kart arrived on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System in 1992, there were various things, such as Boglins and the frickin' Centurions every Sunday morning at 8 AM.
In specially created exotrails.
But of more contextual reference to this video, there was Power Drift, developed and released by Sega in 1988 on their Y-board arcade hardware.
Do your best and good luck!
This hardware allowed for some impressive sprite scaling techniques which drew the attention of your regular arcade pundit like flies to a fluorescent bulb. Come 1989 and the game would make its inevitable way to the home computer system. Developed by Sega and published by Activision, the Amstrad CPC iteration is what we're looking at here. Now, as you may imagine, Amstrad's 8-bit hardware is very far removed from the cutting-edge arcade hardware in the late 80s. However, these ports tried their hardest, and as kids, we loved them pretty much whatever state they were churned out in. Upon loading Power Drift, you are presented with a spinning wireframe logo, which soon enough melds into the menu screen. You are then given your choice of control scheme before picking your driver from assorted riffraff. Some possibly blind, others based on 80s film stars, and some guy who looks like he's on his office lunch break. You're then requested to choose your track, before appearing in a pseudo 3D landscape, reminiscent of most 1980s driving games. However, you'll probably note that the graphics are very well presented. The Amstrad offers a good range of colour and everything is clearly defined. Once the traffic lights allow, animation is pretty fluid as well. All this creates a pleasing game atmosphere. The fire button is reserved for switching between high and low gear, whilst up accelerates you forward. The game is a joy to get into, and for the first few minutes, it's incredible. You could be forgiven for thinking you were playing Mario Kart. Yeah, alright, maybe not. You see, after a few minutes, you begin to zone out. Corner after corner is so straightforward and mundane that your eyes defocus. But yet you can still play with relative ease. Even the undulating track, which apparently has no support structure, doesn't faze you. That is, until you hit an opponent. Oh no. When this happens, you crash, and you crash hard. Collision detection isn't bad, but why crash? A little bump, a slowdown, that would be absolutely fine. But a full-blown crash just becomes pretty darn tedious. Especially as the guy in first position is relentlessly difficult. The other 11 racers are a doddle, but number 1 is like trying to catch up with a moped in an electric milk float. Still, coming top 3 allows you to continue to the next track, and the next track, and the next track. It's quite hard to tell the difference between these tracks. You get the odd detail change, some speed bumps, but it's all very samey. But for all that, it's still an admirable little karting experience, and you can easily pour half an hour into this game and it feels like a blink of an eye. So if you have a CPC, or just the internet and an emulator such as WinApe, give it a go. You may find yourself surprised with Sugar's hardware, just as I was.